Have you ever tried fixing a leaky faucet with a fork? It might hold for a couple of minutes, but eventually water gushes out, the pipe breaks, and you realize you're forcing a tool to do a job it was never meant for. That odd metaphor sums up exactly what the Golden State Warriors have been doing with Draymond Green over the past 2 seasons, trying to mold him into something he's not, a traditional center. Draymond is one of the smartest, most adaptable, and toughest players of his era. But even he can't withstand 82 regular season games plus playoffs, battling massive 7-foot, 280-pound giants every night. After being eliminated by the Minnesota Timberwolves in the 2025 playoffs, head coach Steve Kerr finally said what many had already been thinking. Draymond Green should no longer be the starting center. That statement reopened a long-standing issue on the Warriors roster: the absence of a true, natural center who complements the team's identity. Not a temporary fix, not a short-term plug-in, but a reliable, paint-focused big man. Enter Jarrett Allen. He's not flashy. He doesn't make highlight reels with explosive dunks or chase down blocks. But that may be exactly what the Warriors need: an underrated player who consistently does the dirty work, without complaint and without needing the spotlight. A trade proposal from Fadeaway World outlines a realistic path forward. Golden State acquires Jarrett Allen. In exchange, the Cleveland Cavaliers receive Moses Moody, Gui Santos, and a 2028 first-round pick. It's not the kind of deal that makes headline news or breaks social media, but often it's these under-the-radar trades that shift the course of a franchise. Let's break it down. Allen is 27, just entering his physical and mental prime. Last season, he averaged 13.5 points, 9.7 rebounds, and nearly 1 block per game with the Cavaliers. Yet his true value goes far beyond the numbers. Allen is one of the few big men in today's NBA who still embraces the classic role: rim protection and rebounding. He doesn't stretch the floor with threes. He doesn't need offensive touches. But he makes defensive schemes stronger, more cohesive. And frankly, that's the hole in the Warriors' game plan. Since Kevon Looney's role began to shrink, and further back, since Andrew Bogut's retirement, Golden State has tried patching the center position. Sometimes it was Draymond, sometimes James Wiseman, occasionally Looney, but in limited spurts. None have been long-term solutions. The league has changed. It's now dominated by elite bigs: Jokic, Embiid, Gobert, Sabonis. It's a battle of giants in the paint, and the Warriors have been losing that battle. Their playoff series against the Timberwolves made it painfully clear. Draymond started at the 5, facing off against Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns. The result? Golden State got dominated on the boards and inside the paint. After the loss, Draymond openly thanked Kerr for finally recognizing how exhausting it had been to play center. He said he welcomed the challenge, but admitted it was tough, going up against players who outweighed him by 60 pounds and stood nearly a foot taller. From a tactical perspective, adding Allen would be close to a dream scenario for Kerr. He'd finally have a true center who protects the rim, fights for offensive rebounds, and allows Draymond to shift back to his natural role: roaming, creating chaos, directing the defense. With Allen anchoring the paint, Draymond can gamble more on the perimeter, and the overall defensive unit becomes more secure and fluid. Now let's flip to the Cavaliers' side. Why would Cleveland trade such an efficient big man? One word: money. Cleveland has one of the most inflated payrolls in the league, and is projected to exceed both luxury tax aprons under the new CBA by 2026 to 2027. They've already committed large contracts to Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and Allen. There's no cap flexibility left, and the new second apron introduces harsh penalties for teams that repeatedly go over the cap. Cleveland needed to make a sacrifice, and Allen became the logical choice. There's also a basketball reason. Internally, there's a growing desire to move Evan Mobley to the center position full-time. He's younger, more mobile, and exceptionally smart. Many believe he has the tools to become a future Defensive Player of the Year. But to get there, Mobley needs space and more responsibility, something he can't fully embrace while sharing the paint with Allen. So, for the Cavaliers, this trade accomplishes two things. It unleashes Mobley and significantly reduces the payroll. But what about the Warriors? Are they really ready to part ways with Moses Moody, Gui Santos, and a 2028 first-round pick? That's where it gets a little more complex. Moody is still developing and has shown flashes of potential, but his progress has been inconsistent. Gui Santos is a mystery, skilled but hasn't broken into the rotation. And the 2028 pick only carries weight if the Warriors are in decline by then. A big if. Essentially, Golden State isn't sacrificing any cornerstone players. They're trading uncertain future pieces for a stronger present. It's a classic move from a team that still believes it can contend. Still, one question lingers. Does Allen fit the Warriors' style? Their offense is built on ball movement, spacing, and quick decision-making. The truth is, Allen won't wow anyone with slick passes or backdoor cuts, but he doesn't get in the way either. He sets solid screens, rolls to the rim, positions himself well, and, most importantly, doesn't need touches to be effective. On a team featuring Steph Curry, potentially Jimmy Butler, Wiggins, Kuminga, and Draymond, that's crucial. Now, let's talk personality. Jarrett Allen is not your typical NBA star. While many players chase the spotlight, Allen prefers science fairs, robotics conventions, and tech. He once turned down a sponsorship because they asked him to change his hairstyle. That's not a marketing gimmick, it's who he is. And in a Warriors culture that values authenticity and chemistry as much as talent, Allen might be a perfect fit. Draymond is fiery and vocal. Allen is quiet and consistent. They're polar opposites, but that's what makes it compelling. It's easy to picture them building a unique dynamic, the loud enforcer and the silent anchor. Like a 90s sitcom duo, only on a basketball court. For Warriors fans, this trade could be emotionally significant too. After years of watching gritty bigs like Bogut, Zaza Pachulia, a cult favorite, and Looney, bringing in a young, athletic, and dependable center might reignite hope. It could signal that the team still has enough left to chase one more title, especially if Butler does end up joining the roster, as rumors suggest. And remember what insider Mark Spears said. Al Horford would have been a temporary solution. Jarrett Allen provides long-term defense and structure, though at a financial cost. Ultimately, this trade reflects a deeper philosophy. The Warriors want to win now, but they also want to remain competitive after Curry retires. Allen could bridge that gap between eras. In summary, for the Warriors, they get a dependable young center. Draymond returns to his natural role. Their tactical identity remains intact. They open a real window to contend in 2026. For the Cavaliers, they clear cap space. Mobley takes over at center. They gain 2 young assets and a future pick. They regain financial flexibility for moves like re-signing Mitchell. Looking ahead, with Allen in the fold, the Warriors could field a lineup of Curry at 37, Butler as a scorer, Wiggins and Kuminga on the wings, Draymond directing the defense, and Allen securing the paint. It's a battle-tested, balanced, and tactically sound unit. They may not be the favorites against Denver, Minnesota, or Boston, but they'd be in the mix. And in the postseason, that's all it takes. So, what do you think? Is Jarrett Allen the right fit for this next phase of the Warriors? Would you trade Moody and a pick for him, Or would you prefer a more aggressive move for a star like Towns? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell. We've got more content on the way. We'll explore how Butler could reshape the rotation, possible trade targets, and what the future holds for Golden State. Until then, remember, not all heroes wear capes. Some rock an afro and protect the rim like few ever could.